أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This is study number 4 of the Ramadan Daily Quran Studies for the year 2022, presented by myself, Zahid Aziz, on behalf of the Ahmadi Anjuman Ishat Islam Lahore, UK. And the topic of this study is continuing with fasting in Islam about the month of Ramadan. The Holy Quran says about the month of Ramadan, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Shahru Ramazan allazi unzila fihi al-Quran hudal lin-nasi wa bayyinatin minal huda wal furqan. فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. And that means the month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed, a guidance to people and clear proofs of guidance and the criterion or the Furqan. So whoever of you is present in the month, he shall fast in it. And whoever is sick or on a journey, he shall fast a similar number of other days. Allah desires ease for you and He does not desire hardship for you. And this is chapter 2, verse 185. This particular month of Ramadan has been chosen by Islam for fasting because it is the month in which the Quran was revealed. It is well known that the Holy Quran was revealed in portions over a period of 23 years. Therefore, by its revelation in the month of Ramadan, as stated in this verse, is meant that the revelation first took place in that month, in a certain year. The first revelation came to the Holy Prophet when he was 40 years of age, during one of the nights towards the end of the month of Ramadan, when he was in the cave of Hira. And as the Holy Quran says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Surely we revealed it on the night of majesty, chapter 97, verse 1. According to reports in Hadith, this was a night, this Laylatul Qadr, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Of course, fasting in Ramadan for Muslims, as we practice it, was prescribed several years later, after the migration to Medina. So when the Holy Quran was revealed, its revelation began, the month of Ramadan existed, but it was not a month of fasting, obviously, in the sense in which we do it today. So the greatest spiritual experience of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had taken place in the month of Ramadan. Therefore, it was considered to be the most suitable month of the year to be chosen for this spiritual discipline of the Muslim community through fasting. If a particular time had not been fixed for the fasts, then this discipline would have lost all its value. Because of choosing a fixed month, a specific month, when that month begins, the whole Muslim world, from one end to the other, has the same experience. All sections of Muslim society suddenly change the course of their daily lives when Ramadan begins. And this is on a large scale and not individuals fasting whenever they wish to, whichever time of the year they wish to. People who are exempted from fasting are specially mentioned either in the Quran itself or in Hadith. The Quran mentions the sick and those on a journey in the above verse, if you recall its translation. Now that was verse 185 of chapter 2. But the sick and those on a journey are also mentioned in the verse before it, verse 184. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِّنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. And in this particular case, regarding the sick and those on a journey, this is stated. But whoever among you is sick or on a journey, he shall fast a similar number of other days, and those who find it extremely hard may effect redemption by feeding a poor one. So the sick person and the traveler who miss any fasts in Ramadan are required to fast afterwards to make up the lost fasts, the missed fasts, when the sickness has gone or when the journey is ended. And so these missed fasts are completed after the month of Ramadan. Those people who have a long-term illness are allowed to make redemption, in other words, do something in its place, by feeding one poor person for every fast missed. According to Hadith, old people, pregnant women breastfeeding a child, they are exempt from fasting and should feed a poor person instead. Those who cannot afford to feed a poor person can perform some other act of charity, such as helping someone in need in some other way. People who are engaged in hard manual labor, who would find fasting hard, therefore, they may postpone fasting to a time of the year when it is possible for them to fast. The sick person and the traveler have the option of keeping the fast during Ramadan if they do not find it hard. Because if they miss those fasts, then they have to be completed afterwards. And the permissive nature of the words of the Quran is reflected in many of the most reliable Hadith reports. There are reports showing that the Holy Prophet ﷺ himself kept a fast while on a journey. In one Hadith, it is stated that on a certain journey, on a very hot day, only the Holy Prophet and one other man kept the fast. And that is this Hadith here, which says, we set out with the Prophet on one of his journeys on a day so hot that a man would put his hand over his head due to the extreme heat, and no one among us was fasting except the Prophet ﷺ and Ibn Rawaha. The Holy Prophet was once questioned by a person whether he should or should not stop fasting when on a journey. And that person himself wanted to continue fasting on the journey. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ replied, if you wish, you can fast, and if you wish, you can end your fast. In other words, not fast during the journey. When people traveled with the Holy Prophet during the month of fasting, some kept the fast and others didn't. And it is stated in Hadith that those who kept the fast did not find fault with those who broke it. And those who broke the fast did not find fault with those who kept it. And in this connection, there is a saying of the Holy Prophet, it is not a virtuous act to fast while you are on a journey. This is in Bukhari. But he actually said this to a man who was in severe distress because of his fast on a journey, and people had gathered around him to provide shade for him from the heat. So it not being a virtuous act applied to such a situation. And if a person doesn't find it hard or arduous, then he can elect to fast on a journey during Ramadan. Excuse me. A person who has to make up for fasts missed during Ramadan can do so at any time before the next Ramadan. And the fasts, if more than one fast has been missed, do not have to be completed successively in a row, but they can be kept separately with gaps between them before the next month of Ramadan. So this is the end of study 4. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم